Hey everybody, Poopy's here.
And Mustache Man.
Today we're doing a new segment called Shooting the Shit, where we're going to interview this piece of shit. What's your name again?
Eriq.
Anyways, we're going to shoot him. So it's going to be really great.
Interview him first, though.
Yeah, like a last rites type of thing.
Sure. Well, this show, though, this is going to be some, like, hard-hitting journalism where we
Yeah.
get to the bottom of the issue.
We don't half-ass anything. Here, wear this so the audience knows who you are.
Yeah. You're not, like, super famous like us yet,
Yeah.
so.
Where'd you get a Q from?
That's how you spell your name.
Yeah, that's how Eriq spelled.
Yeah. Eriq with a Q.
Okay.
It's always been like
Yeah.
that.
I was doing it wrong then.
Yeah, you've been doing it wrong your whole life.
You learn something new every day.
It's very
That's why you
true.
suck. Anyways, we're going to interview this guy about some things that happened in his life. Now, for those of you that don't know, Eriq here was a firefighter.
Ooh.
So obviously you're untrustworthy, but hopefully we can get the truth out of you today.
Right.
So
to start off the interview, let's talk about how he became
yeah,
a firefighter.
how did you end up becoming a firefighter? Was there like a process, or you just like walk in one day with like a pink flannel and they're like, jump on the rig, boys?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was. But there was a whole hiring process.
Oh, okay.
With
Dragging
application.
hoses,
Yeah,
greasing down poles.
Had to do a fitness part, all that
Yeah.
stuff, and medical part too.
They wanted to make sure you had the stamina to be a fireman.
Yeah, you see how well that goes.
Okay, so the process of hiring,
Mm-hmm.
they do the physical test,
Right.
which
Is
involves...
that the first part? Or is there like,
Or do
It
you
was
remember?
about the same time.
okay,
One, I guess you could go either way.
okay.
Oftentimes firemen are like that.
Yeah,
Go either
firemen
way.
always go either way.
So, okay, physical test.
Mm-hmm.
You had to drag a dummy.
Had to drag a dummy, had to climb a ladder, had to lift a box, to show that you can, physically do stuff.
Okay. And then the medical end.
Mm-hmm.
What tests did that consist of?
They took blood work, basic vitals, P test.
Okay, so the blood work to see, you don't have AIDS yet, or, any
Yeah.
things like
Yeah,
that. The
anything
P
that-
test, maybe like drugs.
Right.
You know.
You want to make sure you don't smoke.
Oh, you can't smoke?
Well, tobacco's fine, but.
Yeah, okay. And then what other tests?
Well, you smoke pole, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
that's a
that's
requirement.
afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
a
once you
requirement.
get in, they train you how to do that.
Nice.
Were there any other tests worth mentioning?
Yes. We had a poop test.
You had a poop test to be a firefighter.
Did you
Yes.
pass?
I got the job, so I believe so.
What grade do you think you got on your poop test?
I'd say it was a solid 8 out of 10.
Oh. So it was a solid poop. It wasn't
A solid
runny.
B for bowel movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
No, that 8
yeah.
out of 10 is 80%, so.
Right. Now, this poop test, let's go through and explain to the viewers what happened.
What is a poop test?
Yeah.
Well, they gave me a baggie with some contents and had to poop and take a sample of it and smear it out and send it in.
So who gave you the this kit?
The nurse that was taking the blood.
So
and all
a
that.
nurse gave you.
Yes.
And did she explain what it was, or were there like directions with the kit?
Directions with the kit. She just kind of said it's a poop sample. That's all she really said.
Did she actually say poop?
Did she say poop?
I feel like she did.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
That is what happened.
I feel like
Okay.
she did say
So the
poop.
nurse is like, was she like, here's your poop sample, and like,
She ran
finished-
away like hiding.
She finished taking the blood and all that, and she was like, okay, well, came back in and was like, okay, this baggie is,
how big was the bag?
it's probably about like, that big or so.
Oh,
Okay.
It wasn't like huge. They just want a little sample, so it wasn't that big.
They didn't want you to fill a 55-gallon drum with poop.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, how many of the bags did you fill?
I didn't have to fill the bag. It was just a smear.
A smear.
Yes.
Okay.
Did anyone watch you provide the sample to know you weren't cheating?
No.
Did you cheat?
No.
So you provided your own poop sample.
Yes, I did not want to play with anyone else's poop, let alone my mine.
What
Let alone
about
mine.
like a dog's poop?
No.
Did you cut it with anyone else's poop to make it more pure?
That's true. That's
No.
that's a valid concern.
Or well,
Probably
less
could've
pure?
mixed it with something,
Yeah.
you know.
Like chocolate pudding?
Yeah,
Now, what did you eat
it was-
before?
it's pure. Huh?
What did you eat before providing the
Yes.
sample?
Did you
Just
prepare
my
to
normal
give
shitty
the
diet.
Was there corn?
No, not this time.
No, did
I
you,
should have.
you get like Taco Bell or anything to like make sure that
No.
you got enough fiber and
I
such?
feel like it was a decent diet because it wasn't too runny and it wasn't super hard though.
Now,
like a Goldilocks
Yes.
type of poop.
the
Yes.
Goldilocks.
It was a
right.
good, hard enough to make a formation, but soft enough to where I was able to
So,
smear it.
like, did you
It was
poop
okay.
directly onto the box or whatever was in the kit?
Or the
like,
fireman that was requesting it.
Yeah.
No,
You,
I
didn't
see
stand
it.
over somebody and poop into them?
Oh, did you poop on site?
No, it was at home.
So
And
they
there was a
just let
sheet that I
you-
had to poop on,
A sheet.
like a sheet to kind of prevent it from getting contaminated,
Like a bed sheet?
like the sheet like you put over a public toilet.
Holy sheet.
Like, yeah. A sheet like that, where you just get the stool on it,
And then you.
kind of take it was like a popsicle stick or a thumb depressor type wooden stick.
Mhm.
You just smeared
Smeared it like peanut butter.
Like.
I didn't do that. It was more like a,
Oh, okay. Right.
So what did you do with the stick? Because obviously you can't flush the stick down the toilet.
I probably just like
Use
wrapped
it
it
to
up
make
and
a
threw it away.
popsicle.
Put it in
I
the
figured.
freezer.
Yeah,
Um,
I gave it to my dad.
Well, speaking of which, your dad is a
Yes.
fireman,
Yes.
He is.
and you had brothers that were.
Mhm.
And did all of them provide poop samples?
To my knowledge, I believe they did have to poop and send it in.
Confirmed. So,
So there's like
is
a...
this something that every fireman across the country does?
I can't answer that, but the ones that were hired around my time did have to provide poop samples.
Interesting.
So all of these poop samples, where did they go to? Did you give it back to the nurse? I mean, I know that you said you took it home. Did you poop right away?
Mhm.
Did you wait a few hours?
I don't know. I might have not even pooped that day.
Oh, so this was like
Brewing.
Yeah.
There's a poo and a brewing.
you're like, oh man, and you were just so nervous that you were constipated?
Mm.
No, I
Did you
didn't
to
really
get-
have that issue.
Work it out?
No.
No.
But
Okay.
Did you
the
have to
poop was
read
pretty
any
easy.
magazines or like newspapers?
No.
I mean, this is more recent, right? You probably had a cell phone.
Yeah, it would have been a cell phone, but no, I didn't have any trouble with my poop.
Okay.
It came out okay.
So, blood, urine, poop. Did they request a semen sample?
No,
But you provided one anyway.
with the poop.
With the
There was poop. But that wasn't your semen in your poop.
That's someone else's?
No, I wasn't at that yet. I didn't get hired.
Oh, okay. So your semen was on the poop. You just saw that log sitting there and you're like, well, what could hurt?
Might as well just get this out too.
2 birds, 1 gay stone.
Exactly.
Get
I
it all
figured they
done.
were going to
One
require it
brown
anyway.
Right, brownstone. So, okay.
So I don't remember if I had to mail it in or if I just delivered it. I want to say that the bag, I might have had like a bigger envelope or something that came with
So
it.
a bag within a bag.
Because it was like a little biohazard bag.
When you sealed the biohazard bag, did you lick the thing and then seal it?
It was like the Ziploc.
Ziploc. Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to lick it, but you did anyways?
No.
Okay.
No licking.
Okay. I've just never heard of poop samples for any job.
Is it common that you have to poop as a fireman in your job
Yeah, was this the one and
requirements?
only time? Did they do like random poo testing?
Nope. There was no random poop testing. That was the only time.
Everybody did it just because.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of test they were running for that.
Yeah. I don't know what test they. I don't know what they could.
I don't know what they
Was
could
it
get from your poop that they couldn't get from your blood or urine.
Was it a taste test?
No, I would hope not. It wasn't a big sample. It was just a smear.
Maybe enough for a scratch and sniff, maybe?
That's more reasonable, yeah.
Right. Okay, so we've got to the point that all firemen do this. It might not be necessary, but you still provide it. You mail it in to.
I'm assuming the medical facility. I don't remember.
Do you know?
I'm guessing it's the firehouse.
Got
They
it.
probably stored at the
I
firehouse.
probably gave it to them and was like, "Here's my poop."
That makes more sense.
That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
so what we assume then is like 80 to 90% of the space of every firehouse in the country is just dedicated to storing poop samples.
For I'm guessing generations of poop, because
Right.
like you said, your father
Yeah, my
was a
father.
Right.
Maybe my grandfather.
Your grandfather was also a fireman? Do you know if he pooped on a stick?
I don't.
Or
It might have been like
I'll have to
you
ask
know,
him when I see him.
less technologically advanced back
Yeah.
then, so they might have had to provide like buckets. You know,
buckets of poop?
worth.
Maybe
Right.
he couldn't leave the facility until he pooped. Like I couldn't leave until I peed. So
Yeah, did they watch you pee?
no,
So you could have been cheating on every test.
I could have.
Yeah. Is this
But
even
they
my
had-
blood?
They
Yeah.
had whatever.
Who knows?
Yeah, I could have just given them like a fake vein, like swapped out arms when she wasn't looking.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like hold her arm over yours
Yeah,
so
she
that
just
she
stabs
stabs herself.
And she would never even notice.
She wouldn't have noticed.
Okay, so we've talked about the interview process with these poop samples and how these firemen store it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Got it.
Okay, now do you want to talk about the epidemic that is plaguing our poor firemen across this country?
You know what? I thought about that because at one point we were talking about cutting the poop,
Right,
and then I thought, well, poop is kind of a drug.
it's true. And it is a true fact that most firemen are addicted to this form of drug.
Yeah, and most drug addicts, well, I'm sorry, I should say, a lot of drug dealers are also users.
Correct.
So
They
it
hide
goes
off their own
reason.
supply.
Yeah, a lot of firemen are jankum dealers and suppliers.
Yes, the epidemic is called jankum.
Yeah.
You could look it up, just type it in Google or whatever.
One Florida Sheriff's Department warns there's a new way for your kids to get high. And as Fox City's Jack Miller reports, they're using raw sewage.
The Washington Post, the Drudge Report, and Inside Edition are all talking about jankum.
That could be toxic and harming.
The bulletin describes jankum as gas produced by raw sewage that's allowed to ferment. Pictures show young people who appear to be breathing in jankum. This confidential internal document from Collier County was leaked by someone inside the sheriff's office. Deputies say it's no big deal because all the information in the memo is available on the internet.
And I'm sure you're familiar with the jankum crowd in the firehouse, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what...
Confirmed.
Confirmed. What jankum is,
For those that don't know.
those that don't know, is they take a fecal sample. I don't know what size they normally do, but they put it inside of a bottle, like a 2-liter or a mason jar or something like that, something that could be sealed. So they seal it and then give a certain amount of time to
Yeah,
pass.
I
I
don't
don't know what the average amount of time. I'm guessing it's like wine, where the more aged, the more precious it is.
Yeah,
to these
a lot
jankum
for it
addicts.
to ferment.
Right, but a lot of them they can't wait, and they
No.
just and so what they do is after it's been sealed for a while, they unseal it and quickly huff in the fumes, and this
Yeah.
supposedly gets you like really high. But you could tell a jankum addict by like when they huff. A lot of times they have like a brown ring around their mouth or around their nose because they've been huffing this shit.
And they might grow a goatee so that it covers
So
it
it
up.
covers it up, right?
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm not a fireman, so I don't got to worry about that. So with this jankum epidemic, this fecal frenzy of firemen that are just,
FFF.
yeah, triple Fs,
Yeah, fireman fecal frenzy.
right? And
Epidemic.
they're always searching for the next hit of J.
Yeah, they
jankum.
call them feek outs.
Yeah.
They
Right.
get that fecal madness.
Right. It literally puts them in a frenzy, and they can't calm down. They'll go days of binging.
They'll do anything. They'll rescue kittens or fight fires just to get that
Right.
hit.
They call it a bowel binge. And sometimes it's hard to control these people. And we were actually going to do an intervention, to stop his problem of
Jankum consumption.
being a fireman.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Jankum, we knew we couldn't stop him.
He's too far gone.
Way too far gone.
But he's not a fireman.
You're not a fireman anymore.
It's very true.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're still a piece of shit.
That'll never change.
Right. But you really need to slow down on the Jankum.
Yeah.
I've been trying my best.
Yeah.
It's so hard though.
Right. You breathe in the bow, you cough up the crap.
Yeah. It's in your lungs.
Yeah. So, is there any other important points that we have to hit on this this very important topic?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I guess just comment below if
Yeah.
if you have any experience with providing poop samples, or if you know anyone that is suffering from a Jankum addiction, or any firemen. If you know a fireman, probably a Jankum addict.
Definitely.
And they store it up at the firehouses. So maybe they were testing you out to see if, hey, is this guy a good Jankum supplier?
Right. That might have
It's
been
gotta
true.
be.
Yeah.
Like the cartel's kind of running it all.
Right.
The Fireman cartel.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And sometimes they bring it up from south
Federation
of the border.
of Firemen Fecal Freaks.
Right. That's quadruple F.
Yeah, and the F's are
4
arranged
Fs.
like a swastika, kind of.
Well,
In
yeah.
my head.
Yeah. They're fascist fecal freaks. But they also bring it up from south of the border.
Mm-hmm.
That spicy variety.
Yeah, because down south they prefer a lot of spicier foods and
Right.
tacos. It's a little bit.
You know how there's
They kick harder.
black tar heroin or
Yeah.
China
China
white
white.
or Mexican brown.
Yeah.
This is a different type of brown.
Yeah.
And very deadly. Silent but deadly.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. So,
Do you guys have a lot of run-ins with that? Any
No.
smuggling of it with the interdiction or anything like that?
no, I mean they keep it stored up in the firehouses pretty locked up.
Yeah.
It's hard to prove it.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
we try to avoid firehouses like the plague. 'cause,
Yeah, but what if
we're
you
straight?
got
Yeah.
a car transporting it?
mm,
Do you just confiscate it, or
Um,
is it you just throw it away, or do you log it into evidence?
log. I don't know. I just want to avoid catching AIDS, so I don't. The fireman poop samples are probably just loaded,
Yeah.
like super AIDS.
Make sure you wear gloves.
You'd have to have a full containment thing. There's probably a federal program that does
Yeah.
it. The
Right.
federal
You gotta call in,
fecal fireman
hazmat team.
task force.
Well, you can't call in hazmat because a lot of times they're firemen, so they'll
Yeah.
just take it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of
That's
the
probably
conspiracy.
Right.
You guys don't get a lot of busts with it.
Yeah, they're like, oh well, we'll take care of this one, boys, and we're like,
And then it never makes it to the lab.
yeah, right.
Darn.
It's inhaled.
So this is pretty good journalism. We have
Yeah.
uncovered a number of poop-related conspiracies in
Right.
just this one interview.
So all of these things you now know about this epidemic that is plaguing our poor firemen.
The more you know.
Yeah. So this is the first episode of Shooting the Shit,
Yeah.
and I think we've uncovered a lot of things.
Yeah.
Most poop-related things.
So of course.
That's what matters.
Right.
Yeah.
And to come later, reenactment.
Yeah, I think this topic we're going to need an in-depth reenactment to really.
To show everybody at home how these things happen, the interview process, the poop sampling, and the maybe even the Jankum problem.
It'll probably come up.
We'll see.
We'll see how much time we have.
So,
Well, guys, you have that to look forward to. And this has been Shooting the Shit, and we uncovered a Jankum smuggling operation. So you're welcome.
you are welcome.